GP, Maui Surf Report. Today I'm going to experiment with base plate shims. As you can see, I have one here and I'm mounted in this way and then I'm mounted the opposite way. Right now, it's you see the big gap, that's going to create a lot of drag when I'm taking off, when the board is touched in the water. I know that part, but I still want to feel it. And what he did, let's say this is my my thumb is my foil and the rest of my hand is my board. If this is what they normally look like, right now I achieve this. So when the board is on the water, the foil will be actually angling down a little bit, and I'm assuming that will make the takeoff more difficult, or interesting at least. Most foils have 1 degree in the front wing axis for sure. I think also Armstrong, but they do have a little bit of angle in the front wing, and that's one of the 2 ways the front wing generates lift. The other one is the fact that the top is more curved, and so it deflects the water down towards the bottom of the ocean. That's my easy way of explaining how a foil works without going to Bernoulli and high pressure, low pressure. Just visual. Grab a foil, put it under a faucet like this, and see the deflection of the water. You'll see what I'm talking about. But once I'm flying, then my foil will fly through the water the same exact way, because I didn't change anything on the foil at all. Instead, my board, again, compared to normal, will be a little more angled up, with the nose up. And so the leverage on my legs will be different. And I'm using a 1550 version 2, which is one of my favorite foils. I can't believe I almost sold this one day. What was I thinking? And it's really good in light wind. I used it yesterday, I had a wonderful session, so I got the feeling of the foil pretty fresh in my legs. It is light wind, nonetheless. I rigged the 3.5. I do need a little gust. Okay, so it did come up. Whoa! And it does feel different. But it came up easier than I thought. It even feels less different than I thought. Tell you what, if nobody told me and just gave me my board like this, I had to say, extremely disappointed in my sensitivity, but I don't think I would notice. But that's just the start of the test. Let's see how it goes. Got a little wave here, just to show you a little bit of wave riding action. Very slow. I love this foil though. So it's been like 15 minutes I've been riding this thing, and I still shockingly haven't noticed a huge difference. The only thing, if anything, I noticed the nose of the board, like the touchdowns are less. My board is not touching the water as much when flying, when I do, you know, altitude mistakes. And so the only difference so far is a positive one. I can't freaking believe this. I thought it was going to be a huge difference. I now switching the plate the other way around. So right now the foil is pointing, up more compared to before. So when the board is touching the water, it's going to have more angle of attack. There we go. And instead, whoa, now it's coming up. I'm gonna try again. Whoa, of course, because now there's less angle and between board and foil. And when I'm pumping and putting the pressure on the front foot that I'm used to, the nose is catching. Because they're more like that. So how do I show this? That C is now more kind of closed. Okay, I gotta remember that and maybe lean back a little bit. It's so weird. This is just the opposite of what I thought. Unbelievable. This is so humbling. I love this this game. See if I can take off at all. Come on, you. Are you kidding me? So my guess is that the foil is now angled up so much, it's got so much of an angle of attack that it's just generating drag, it's not going anywhere. Oh, it's horrible. Okay, now it's flying. Try to do some little turns. Ah, you see that? So the nose of the board touched. And it's been doing that a couple of times already, because that sea is now more narrow. So out of the two, there's no question I like the first one better. The other thing is that when I'm just going, in order to keep the foil level that it flies good, I feel like my front leg needs to be straighter than usual. Because again, the nose of the board is a little bit more far away than usual. And I don't like that, it's not particularly comfortable. Yeah, again, not much of a difference. It's just this position, what it does, it changes your position of your body. I'll explain that on the beach. And this position is not as comfortable. Not only I have to have my front leg completely straight, but I gotta lean back on on my back leg and keep it bent a little bit. And I still have the feeling that at any time the nose will touch the water. It's not a pleasant feeling. So this setup for my board is definitely pretty bad. All right, so the main outcome of this test of the plate shim is that it doesn't change things as much as I thought, or I know that's useless information, but it doesn't change a lot. It does change something. It changes the position of your body. Let's use this guy as my board, and then there is the mast attached and the foil. So adding a shim or this way will change the position of the board while you fly, because the foil flies underwater always the same. So I didn't like the position, if this is the front, in which my front leg had to be completely extended just to keep it there and leaning on the back leg a bit. And I also felt that I was going to touch the nose, and actually was touching the nose quite often, anytime. Instead, I quite like this position in which my nose was always away from the water, especially on the wave when I was doing little cutbacks and stuff. And it didn't feel weird on the body or anything. So it's worth to try it on a downwinder. So that's the next thing I'm going to do. Wonderful downwinder. Here's a really fast section. Whoa, this is going to be fast. Oh, here's the whistle. Okay, so I got the shim on the plate. Thick part in the front. And yeah, the nose is not touching as much, so kind of liking it. The pumping is different. I don't think I get used yet. It still pumps, just different. But I'll do the second run of the day, because I need to do 2 runs in a day like today without the shim, and hopefully I'll get to a definite answer. Now I started a downwinder without the shim at all, and I can tell you right away I like it a lot better, because the pumping is better and the takeoff is not affected by the little thickness of the shim when you try to get it on the plane. The pumping is a lot more balanced. So as a conclusion, the plate shim is a fun thing or interesting thing, both to experiment with, especially if you have a feeling that your board doesn't have the right rocker for your foil. Like you feel either that the nose of the board is pointing down too much or up too much, you can play with that. In my case, thank you Andres, the rocker of this board seems perfect. Yeah, I am enjoying this downwinder a lot better already. Look at that. Whoa, there's a little shark down there.